I updated this thing, bro. Pause. What the fuck? Okay, quit that. Am I connected to even the right account? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? All G. Hey, what up, Steven? What up, what up? Alright, yeah, wait. Okay. So people are trying to persuade me to open the gold pool, so I'll probably do that. I don't like gambling though. I want guaranteed value, man. I want guaranteed value, man. Hey, what's up, all? What's up, all? Thanks for the congrats a lot. Wait. Yeah, my Discord. Uh, because singles can be hard to like sell, but I guess it's a trophy. But dude, it's like 1,000 euros or something. So a lot of value to lose. But look, wait, which way is this? Oh, this way. Hey. That's the first time I'm actually looking at this. The funny thing was, because when I won, I just got up and I was like a little bit of pump. My friend, he like shook my shoulder, and then I just was like, "Are these prizes for me?" I just took them. Went to get my jacket, and I was like, "Can we leave now?" And they were like, "No, we have to take pictures." And then my friend was like, "Okay, get your Ausilio, like Marvel, and show it in the picture." And I was like, "All right, bet. I take that." And then I was given this thing, and then I was like in the picture like this, like yeah, something like this. And then after it was done, like 5 seconds, I took this thing, and I was like, "Did I just put this in my bag like this?" And then I took the gold foil and I put it in my pocket, the fucking gold foil envelope. And I was like, "All right, do we go eat now?" And then the store owner was like, "No, you get this, like put it here." And then I took the thing and I put it the wrong way here. After I opened it at home, it was wrong way around. We left like 3 minutes after winning the thing. But dude, I just wanted to go home. That's funny. But yeah. Um Thanks for the congratulations. Sorry to buy a ticket for Pro Tour. Nah. I I wanna travel next time with my fiance. So but yeah. Uh started today. We went there. We were like an hour early. And then what happened was we just chilled there a bit. I was not as nervous as normally because I just felt like I had practiced draft a lot. I had practiced easy a lot, so it's like it will go as it goes, like whatever. So of course I was still like stressing, but then I was just saying that I don't want to pair into Azalea again. And then the pairing start. They give the pairings. The tournament starts, and I look at my phone, and it says this name, and I'm like, "What was the surname of our local?" And then my friend said the surname, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm against Azalea round one." Did I was so tilted even before the tournament started. We started the game. He's like relatively new, but I was loaning like all the good cards for Azalea, so I won the fucking thing on the dice. I of course went first, and I take my first card out of the deck after like shuffling and cutting the deck. I take the first card and I look at it because I drew like one by one sometimes the cards. Usually I just grab four, but I like actual tournaments, I take them one by one just to avoid mistakes of like drawing five or something. So I took the card and I looked at the card and it was Sigil of Brilliance. And I'm like, okay, this tournament is about to go good. I drew the hand and it was like CLV, Sigil of Brilliance, current funnel, blast, I think. So of course, like I pitched the current funnels, play the things on the ground, and then, but it's like, yep, okay. I'm like pass. It's like, all right, I take the turn. He takes the turn. He loads up, remorseless, and I'm like, oh, that's not go right in leisure. That's good. And my combo hand, that was Garden Flash, Blast. I had the Brilliance. I had the all the good shit. So then he sends the remorseless for like 14, I think. So it's like, okay, good numbers. I take back the Brilliance and I just combo him. The remorseless takes down 6 of my life during my turn. So that's like, if you want to count the values, it's like 4 card 20, something like that. More because he got ponders and whatever. But I did like the 35 damage. And then the next turn, the game just kind of ended because it was shock range. And I'm like, okay, this tournament's starting good. Like, my deck is giving me shit. And I like this. Evan was not stream, unfortunately. Wait. Where's this chat like this? Can I pop this shit out? Okay, I can pop this shit out. Live chat, please. I've been running on solo lately and been doing this for a little. Went to top 4 or 5k and the decks are struggling against Slip Venezuela. Yeah, they are rough sometimes, but good runs did. Good runs did. But yeah, then the round 2 came, and I was like, nah, please. Give me easier time. And there was actually a lot more SLS than I thought. I thought it was like 2 or 3 maybe. But there was actually 5. That was second most represented. We had 6 gravies, 5 Marlin, no Marlins, 6 gravies, 5 Vincents, 5 Azaleas, 3 Osilios. I don't remember the rest. There was like 4 Marios as well. 60 player tournament. So the round 2 comes up and it's puffing. And I'm like, hell yeah. That's a good fucking matchup for me. And of course it's the boost list, right? Basically the boost list. So I lost the dice and I think I went the second. And my opponent hit me. I started the game from like 31 life, but I made the choice of keeping Gun Flash in my hand and not blocking for 3, because if I don't find another one, I lose on the spot. So I'll basically pay 3 life to have the guaranteed combo piece in my hand, because they are running boostless, no disruption whatsoever. So I just took the thing, took the damage, didn't have anything crazy in my hand, drew up, blast, conductivity, something. I think it was somersault too. So then I did a little setup turn, went for 4, opponent said no blocks, and I'm like, okay, I have to go again, conductivity, and I picked the blast. So then I took a bunch of damage, and then I sent back a hand that did fine on its own, like not using the greaves, and pushed my opponent down to like 20. Then he sent his whole hand back again, and I went to 2 life. And after that, I picked the blast again. I picked it twice that game, and then I did no combo turn, which I ended with, because it was like I said for 4, I sent for 4 Finland nets, and my opponent was like, okay, no blocks. Then blocked the second one a bit on it, and then I sent Ganflash for 7 again. This was no Greaves turn. It was like just a good turn from Blink and the embodiment. So then he was at 14, and I swung for 7, and he was AB1. Yeah, AB1, I think. Yeah, AB1. So then he thought for a bit, had 3 cards in hand, 1 in arsenal. I was 3 life at that point. And he was like, do I block this? This is no go again, right? I was like, yeah, no go again. I have 1 card in my hand. And then I was playing Old Noger, because I went second. So he was like, yeah, okay, maybe I need to keep this hand to finish you off. So then he declared no blocks. I'm like, okay, damage, go to 7. And then my Wolzor count was at 7. So then I popped the old knocker for 1 resource and played no shock. And bounced gone and shocked them for 9. I won the game. So that was pretty nice. I was 2-0. Congrats to so much for work for Solia. Thank you. Thanks for the giveaways. Yeah, I was 2-0. I think all my buddies was 2-0 too. Not the Kano. He had a pretty bad tournament. That was unfortunate. Hopefully he's on Australia after this though. So the knocker gambit. Yeah, that works sometimes. But I was feeling pretty good, and like I felt like my mind was clear and I was playing to my out, seeing my lines good, and like the second game was much more of a game than the first one because it did not use greaves basically. I like the games where I can't use greaves. So then the round 3 comes and I'm paired into gravy bones. And I was like hell yeah, like game is doing me good, and well the Great Bones player is like basically the best illusionist player in the country. So the matchup can go badly, right? But maybe I just actually change this here because I keep looking at the side. I can't do this fucking webcam shit. Alright, do this big. Okay. Alright, so the thing can go either way around, right? But it's like pretty favored for me. And I was pretty sure that they have the Amulet of Echoes tech in their thing. Which is funny because like I think it was in like later when we played the second rounds of the CC, like the last 3 rounds of CC. Somebody took his deck and looked at his sideboard because he like gave the sideboard and he was like, okay, just look at the sideboard. And he went through the sideboard and he stopped at Amulet of Echoes. I looked at it. I heard this like beforehand, after. So I looked at it and was like, oh, like what is this for? And then the player just took the cards and like put it there and put it back and it's like, yeah, it's just tech. And just put the sideboard away, right? Because it's like big Auxilio tech. Or like big card in the Auxilio. Although like it's pretty fine to play into it. Of course, it's like hurts a lot, but the matchup in the deck is so good anyways that like it's playable. So then I played him, and the game started like really slow. He had a lot of allies, and I had kind of bricky hands. No go again, a lot of attacks. So I kept doing like the blasting, where and I drew like no sigils. So I played CLV, and I went blast, and I resetted the blast. And basically like the first 3 turns, I just kept the blaster CLV around and kept resetting it, kept pitching for it, resetting it, and clearing the allies. So like the life totals kept the same. Like I think there was like once an occasional arcane that came like for 4 on the shock or something, and like he beat it. I was like 2 damage or whatever. And I had like gun in a flash too, and then yeah, we just went a little bit back and forth, like 3-4 turns like this, playing it slow. Paradise clearing their allies because, and that was their hand, and my hand was not doing too much like back at them, so I kept the game even. Like this is the really nice thing against Gravy Bones, because I'm kind of like allowed to play the game at my own pace, the way I want to play it, and just clear the allies, like collateral damage and whatever. There's like a lot of tricks, and it's very fun for Oscilla side, basically. So um, then I just drew a hand that could do a combo, and I just went for it. He had Chum on the board, which he didn't draw a Water Grave card for the Chum. Uh, and I don't think he had gold at that point either, because I kept like denying the gold here and there. So then, um, I comboed, and I had like discharge in that hand as well, and that was Channel Lightning Valley, and he kept denying the Channel Lightning Valley. He blocked with block 3 plus the gold hook, so for 4, and then 3 plus the death threats, so for 4 again. And then I played discharge and swang at charm, because I was thinking for a bit that like this game is still dragging along a bit, but I'm gaining a lot of tempo now, and I do have a lot of Sigil of Lightnings and Blinks in my deck, so I'm like about to go very instant heavy and a lot of action points. So I'll keep the Gun and Flesh around, and I clear the allies to not create any loose cons for myself. So I cleared the chunk for 7. Although it's like a lot of damage to face going for 7, right? But clearing the allies at my own terms whenever I want to is like good, because usually they want to activate it for the last attack, so it like blocks 4 continuously. And if they get to like play that game, then there can be like critical point where I just can't clear the thing anymore, and then it snowballs out of the control basically. So then I cleared it and just sent things face, and then I just drew the blinks and sigils and all the good stuff, and like the game just kind of like smooth sailed with tempo after that. So it was not a close game. I think it was like during combo turn when I sent the arcane damage at them. They pitched Amulet of Echoes, which I noted that yeah, he's playing it. So cause, like always keeping track what opponent pitches, because that tells a lot about their hand, how they're gonna play or want to play like the next turn. So yeah, so I won that. I was 3-0, and I was like really happy about that one, because although I was very practiced in the disc draft, it's only this draft that I've been practiced of. I've never won rated draft game before, so there was like a little bit of bad stigma there, where I just wanted to get the best I can get from CC. So if the draft is like complete dumpster fire, I can have like a chance to top 8 still, because I think there was like 2 or 6 threes that get in. So 3-0 is a huge start, of course, for that. So yeah, then the draft started. Yeah, my ADHD has almost like shut down 6 times because the instructions lasted for an hour for the draft, and that was like, yeah, it's just, I mean, it's a long procedure. So I mean, I get it, but it's like real rough. I hate it. The draft started, and the pot 1 was actually, I think, a little bit softer than the pot 2, because the pot 2 currently had like yeah, the best illusionist player. Then they had Juha Saarinlampi, who as a pro player and was like the best limited player a year ago in the world. He had another like my local buddy, who was like top player in the Finland. And it had 1 or 2 other banger player. Oh yeah, it has like 2 other very good players. And my pod had a very good Verdance player, or like very good player in general. And then like other people who did well in the CC, like I'm not saying they're bad players either, but like the records of them was not there on the history. So it's like, I think the power level, the power levels, if you will, on the group 2 was a lot rougher, which is like kind of unfortunate if you go 2-1 on CC and then you end up in a like absolute death ball of a draft bottom. It's kind of unlucky. But yeah, the first pick of my deck, like my strat was that I keep open, but I'll lock in to a hero like relatively quickly, because I don't want to get left behind of like the premium cards, and I will draft a lot of blues first, and because the blues tend to try out a later stage, because people just start picking blues. So then you are like forced to play less blues or have like a lot of 2-block blues, which is kind of bad. And I think like as long as you have a good blue base for your deck, then you can play like anything. Uh, there's like many builds. So my first pick was Sunken Treasure, which is like really good pick, but that's nothing like game breaking. But it's like, it's a good pick. It's blue block 3. I'm like, yeah, okay, this is nice. I take it, of course. Past the cards. The next pack doesn't have anything too interesting. I think I take another blue block 3. I don't remember what it was. It might have been Old Knocker 2 that I took there. Then past the back, and then I took a blue block 3, I think. And then no, I took Charter Course. Yeah, Charter Course was my pick 3. I'm like, these are good cards, like very good cards for a lot of builds. I can play anything with this. And then I was keeping note that nobody was picking like any class cards. And then the next pack there was missing a class card, but it was not Marlin. And there was a red call in the big guns for Marlin. So I'm like, okay, it's time to go Harpo Marlin now. So I took that thing and we kept drafting, and I just got like a lot of good 3 block blues for the Marlin deck. I had like 6 of the pack 1. Not too many like reds. I think I picked red Battalion Borg. Was, I think it was pack 2. But I basically I passed a good Puffin stuff along the way, which I was sad about. But I would have wanted to play Puffin, but I did not see any, apart from charge cards, like no Nimblism, no any aggro cards that would do well in a Puffin shell. So I was quite sure that the person left side, who was the good player, like the best player of the pod, was on Puffin. So yeah, I kind of just mouth-fed him with the cards. uh, my deck ended up having 12 blues. I wanted 13, but 12 is fine. I didn't have any go again, but I had like banger 3 for 7s, like 2 card 7s. So it was like nothing groundbreaking, but the deck was fine. I was kind of happy with it. I was like 1-2 or 2-1. Definitely doable with this. Uh, we played the first game. My opponent was playing Puffin on Spitfire, and I was like, it's kind of bad because we had 2 Puffins, 4 Marlins, and 2 Gravy Bonds. So yeah. Uh, then I won the dice, and I was like, I remember somebody saying that going second with Puffin, no, sorry, Marlin, is like huge deal. So I picked second. My opponent attacks for a little bit, and then I block all the things, and then basically mulligan hand throw up, and it's like no blues and all arrows. And I'm like, if I went first, I could have just put arrow in arsenal and pass, and that would be like decently good, like good enough. So then I had to pitch to harpoon, a red, yellow, and a red. I put those down. I'm like, okay, that's like I start off a pitch stack, so I can have like easy note on this. So it's like red, yellow, red, and that's it. After that, it's my pitch stack. I put arrow down and drew up the next hand, and I like opponent had kind of bad hand after that, so he sent like something for, I think it was like only gun for 3, something like this. That's block 3, and actually I blocked 6. It was something, and I blocked 6. So that was their turn. I had Battalion Bark and a blue in my hand. So then I pitched, of course, like the Battalion Bark and the blue to the cannon and sent the arrow for 8. I started like getting gold a little bit, and the game just went on like normally from there. My opponent had like weird line where they had one floating and they pitched Berg up to basically just crack a gold to draw a card because they wanted to double crank, when they could have just played the perk up and shot me with the gun for more damage. But they drew a copper cock from this and then played it and drew up, and then they drew a sky skimmer from that. So it was like crazy payoff line. I was like, all right, that was just pretty good draw. And my opponent was like, yeah, that was pretty good draw. So then we just played the game like onwards, and I arrived to a hand which was the beginning of my pitch stack. And I was like, yeah, okay, so this is the red, yellow, red. And I had put the bark and the blue in a way where I get like the blue first, and after that the battalion bark, because I need the blue with the more chance. So what happened then, hold on, let me check a thing real quick, because I'm not sure about this new OBS. Dude, I just updated this shit and it's disastrous. Yeah, bad. So okay, so my chat is frozen. All right, my bad, folks. Let me read for a bit. Okay, I'll tell this one, then I read. So then I had the hand, and my opponent, I think I had like the yellow, I had set the yellowfin harpoon to my arsenal, because it was like they were at 1 life, or 2 life, I don't remember. So I was at 7, and they sent Swindler's Crest for 6. no go again. I was like, do I go one? Then I started thinking that my pitch stack, that if I pitch this yellow to crack a gold, and no, I didn't have golfing harpoon in my arsenal. I had 3 gold. So if I pitch this and get a gold, I draw blue, and then I can uh put the thing down to my arsenal, and so we're poor for 6, and I have like enough money for this. And if that's not enough, my opponent does not have like hand or I can block, and my next hand is Ballet and Bark with 3 blues or 2 blues. So I went to one, and I did that. I first, of course, like activated Marlin, took the harpoon, then cracked the gold, and loaded with Marlin, and said that I won the game. I was like 4-0. This is like I'm already happy with this craft thing. Then I hit Marlin Mirror, and again I won the dice. I was like, I go second. The same thing happened. I I B5'd my first hand. Oh, sorry. Let me read. I thought you were Asian this whole time. Yeah, apparently everyone does. I streamed a couple of times with webcam. I bought a pro premium whatever fuck version. It's like €5 or something. And the quality is like pretty good, so I can like show cards, and you can actually read them, so I can do better content. I guess that's nice. So, anyways, yeah, thanks for the wishes, guys. Yeah, thanks. Let's go onwards. So the same thing happened. Uh, I did not have anything good for the pitch stack, so I kind of played the normal game. We did not block out the gold thing because I really wanted and needed a gold, so I kept like letting his breakpoints hit. So he let my breakpoints hit. So we both like did 1 gold, 1 gold, 1 gold. Like play this game because I thought like because there's the other game where you just block a lot, like block the breakpoints, block 6, whatever, and then the counter goes up, and then it's like if you fumble and you let opponent cash in like 8 gold, yeah, GG's. Um, but yeah, he sent rebels. He was cannon. He sent rebels, and I was like, okay, those are hitting reds, and everything was hitting well, and the game was I was ahead like 8 life, I think, and then I started like overpouring the what they are called, the golfin harpos, and I was like, okay, well, I'm blocking like 3 plus fiddle screen, and it's like red, and he gained 1 life from that, like okay, like 4 life. He took 2, went to 1, gained 3, went back to 4, and I was like, that's unlucky because I don't have a lot of. I have less gold, so I lose this overpower thing. And then he also gained life from sirens twice, and then 1 yellow fiddles. So it was like 7 or 8 lives gained from those through my overpowers. And I was like, well, our deck kind of like drew all the things in the right order. So okay, 4-1. It is what it is. Next game I play against Gravy, and I was a little bit worried because Gravy, I think, is a little unfavored for Marlin, especially because I didn't have any go against. I had only 1 go again arrow, but like lining that one up with a follow up is not very likely. That's not my game plan. So that was worrying. So we started. I won the dice roll again. This time I learned something. I went first. I basically just put arrow down. I passed an R sound an arrow. It was like solid shot, I think. That's a pretty good arrow, and I like blues. So then my opponent sent like something back, no allies, and I blocked. And the counter just kept growing. Now we just did this thing where we both sent at each other. Like he sent 2 card 6s, and I sent 2 card 7s. But he had better armor than me. I was missing the arm piece. Unfortunately, I did not get fish finger. Not fish fingers. The golfin, the fins, whatever they are called. So then there was like 1 point when he did not have arrow anymore. It was like turn 5 or something. There was 8 counters on the treasure island, and I had already pitch tagged two blues, uh, fire in the hole, and two blues. So then I blocked for six because I think he sent like sloop, red sloop for six two card hand because he kept denying gold for me. Then I sent back the thing for eight, just a zero Costara from Arsenal for eight, and he took it all. I went to I think 10. Yeah, because he took two damage in the like first turn, so I created eight golds, and I just kept starving him from gold. There was like no gold, and when he finally got a rigor mortis to the grave, and after that sent like a blue attack with go again, they can just break the chain and play the rigor mortis. I blocked the sunken treasure and I like flip the rigor mortis. I'm like, oh, okay, well that sucks. And then after that, I took some meaningless damage and just basically threw my pitch stack because I was counting my pitch stack. I was like two cards away, and then I started just cracking the golds because I had eight gold. So I cracked the golds, I threw the fire in the hole. I cracked, take the goldfin harpoon, put it down, activated the harp cannon, played the fire in the hole, untapped the cannon, and then activated the cannon and sent the golfin harpoon for 13 overpowered. So yeah, my opponent died there. And I was like 5-1. I was really happy up the score. And I just needed, I think if I won the next one, I was guaranteed in on CC. So I just want to get top 8, right? Well, shocker. So there was a little bit of intermission. I had a judge, not judge call, but I had a Oh, there was actually a judge call in the Marlin mirror that we had because my opponent blocked with the fins and then put them in the grave. I didn't notice this. He didn't notice this either. He just put them in the grave, and like three rounds later, he's like, "Where's my fins?" And he looked at them in the grave. And it's like, "Can I take them back?" I'm like, "Probably, but it's better to ask a judge." So I just called judge, and judge came and he was like, nothing disastrous has happened, so you get this and you get caution. I was like, okay, that sounds good. It's whatever. And then I had deck check round two against the gravy, and they told me to change my sleeves. So I sleeved my deck then from yellow to blue, lightning colors. Come on. And yeah, then we went to get something from the local mall, a little bit of like toast and something like this, because we had not eaten for the day. And that was like 40 minutes to start the second portion of the CC. That was like, dude, that was people drunk there on the mall, and I was like, that was a little bit of intermission, but it is what it is. Shit happens, and we just went back and started playing the CC rounds. I played against Vincent, same guy who I beat the PQ semifinals. He was playing Levia back then, so he was like, I wanted to play Kaio or Levia, but I thought that you would be here with Oscilleo, and I don't want to pair into you with KO, and I think like Vincent is better for meta, and Vincent gives me better Oscilleo matchup. And I like that matchup. So actually, there was a funny thing because they did pair after the draft the things, and I was like, I refreshed it, and I was like, hell yeah, I got a Verdance, but it was a good player Verdance. So I was a little bit worried because I tested this with Team Blue Pitch and it was a little dubious on the Bull Dance. The matchup was a little dubious. The Bull Dance is crazy numbers and short strategies are pretty good. So I got him and I was like, I was pretty confident that I'm very practiced in the matchup and I can win. But then right before we left to get something to eat, the Vincent player just came next to me and like patted my back like twice like this. And I was like, dude, check again. And I refreshed the page and it was him. And I was like, oh, dude, like that's so losable. So like okay, he's a very nice guy. We always have like really good games. regardless of how it goes. I think I've never lost to him. It's about to change. I will lose him 100% next time. Uh, yeah, we started the game. I won the dice again, and of course picked first. Why not? No malefics for him. And he presented his equipments, and it was AB4, like, the normal carapace, spellbound creepers, the vexing gill hands, the tome, the weapon, and then there was no face purgatory. It was Crown of Providence. And I'm like, I like this one. So then we started playing the game. I had a pretty good start for the game. Um, he, I think he had like an alright going too, but he was like very tired at this point because like bro works very early hours. So uh, yeah, getting tired, and also like people, because I don't think like people that much, at least here, practice on Talishar. Most of the people, and I just have like thousands of reps on Talishar, so like I was not tired. I could autopilot at Auxilia for like the next 8 hours on like 2 a.m. Like no problem. Like we could play top 8 straight after those games, and I probably like do well because I'm just not fatigued because the deck just there's just reps help, right? It's really good for that. So he was tired and he was like a little bit fumbling and like always saying like, "Sorry, I'm just very tired." I'm like, "No worries. Like we have a lot of time because this matchup does not normally go very long." So then there was like I kept playing around Succumb, kept logging because I like the slow game against Vincent. She kind of just loses to itself, and after she loses to itself, you just take the tempo and kind of win, or then I draw the combo, and I get the tempo and I win. So I think like those two avenues are like very good, very replicable. Um, that's kind of what happened because then he hit me with unpreventable succumb. I had Gun in the Flash in Arsenal, and I showed my hand. That was Discharge, that was Channel Lightning Valley. I had Valley on the board. It was Solace, and it was Mind Warp. And no, it was Calming Breeze. It was Calming Breeze and Mind Warp. So then he no Solace. So then he was like, okay, so that's kind of bad. So you want to combo next, because I kept playing through the gun in the flash, right? So he knew that it was in Arsenal. I was like, okay, so next turn you want to combo. He thought this like a good 2 or 3 minutes. And I was like, what is the most damage here? It's like if you do the mind warp thing, I have AB for this. You don't have like enough lightnings to get it over. He's AB. And I was like, okay, he has like blue in hand, right? So then he took the CLV off, which I think is a mistake, but it had like I have very backup logic for that. So I took the hand back, and yeah, then I comboed him. Mm, but the thing that happened was that I sent the first gun for 4, and he blocked with 3 from hand and a carapace that had already been blocked with. So he blocked for 4 breakpoint on the CLV. So then I was like, okay, damage. Damage happened, and I was like, okay, resolutions, discharge, pick up gun back to my hand. Okay, all good. Break the chain. And it was like, yeah, Carapace the Grave. And then I just went gun for 7, Calming Breeze, pitch gun, sent the Mind Warp that goes over his hand. So he could like AB2 only. And it's like, right, okay. So after that, I just kind of won the game after this. So I was like, uh, I think I was kinda on a good thing, even if I lost the next 2. But yeah, it's better just to win, so you don't have to think. Just win, don't think. So after that, I played Jarl, and the Jarl player, a really good player, also plays Auxilio, knows the matchup, knows both decks, and I'm like a little bit worried. And I heard from someone that his list, oh yeah, because he played our head judge, Vazen on Super Armory, and he won because he broke the boots by like turn 2 or something. He won the game. And he was like saying like this is pretty favorable matchup for him. I'm like, okay, fair enough, that makes sense. And then I was told not by the head judge because of course like they can't interfere with things, that like his build is pretty aggressive and like he has a lot of disruption and aggression, and he did not play the blue attacks, he played blue utility things, which makes a lot of sense to me. So then we shuffled up and I cut his deck and I was like, please say my Greaves did. And it's like, let's see what happens. Throw up, and I like, I got to go first here. So I did some little setup there. Arsenal the card, and he drew his hand and he was like chuckling a little. And I'm like, don't say it is so. And it's like, happens. Starts with the go again thing that gets the crumble thing that puts the counter, and it's like ETB trigger. I would like to put a counter to your equipment piece. I'm like, resolves. I'm like, in response, uh, I'm kind of tilted. Does that resolve? And he's like, sure. And I'm like, okay, then this resolves. And then he thinks for a bit. He's like, I'm thinking about your headpiece. I'm like, that's a choice that you're allowed to make. And I was like, nah, it's put it on the greaves. I'm like, all right, makes sense. Put the thing on the greaves. Then I play a random turn that actually I think I went I went second because I went second, and he turned zero did this, yeah, and then I played the turn that did not do like anything because he didn't let me mulligan. A little bit of attack this and that, nothing happened. But I got in the flash. I put that thing in arsenal. His turn started. He kept 5 cards because he didn't need to do anything, and what he did was CNC pummeled me. Or like 4 cards, I don't remember, but he CNC pummeled me, and I'm like, okay, so this is not going very good. I drew Gone later again, but yeah, basically just lost the thing. I tried to mitigate the damage. I played my turn. No, nothing too like impactful. I think I drew Gone here again. Put that in arsenal. And I'm like, alright, this is good. And after that, he drew. I don't know. He played his hand, and it's like, activate the fucking arm piece and play. I think it's called buckle up. It's like the blue that gives on hit to your thing, that shits on your equipment if it has like -1 counter. And it's like, here's fused Oakenold. With on hit lose 2 cards from hand, and on hit fuck your greaves. And I'm like, okay, so this game is not going very good. Um, actually, it's might how you win this game. Yeah, so that happens. I lose my greaves. I'm like, not great. Actually, at this point also, because he kept 5 cards in his hand, when I did things and took a little bit of damage, I IP'd Blast, and I'm like, I'm reading that's probably gonna be another like CNC pummel. So I put the Blast in arsenal, and I had Gun and Flash in my hand. But then he goes Fused Oakenold to break my Greaves, and I have Gun and Flash in my hand. I'm like, right, okay, well, shuffle up my hand, put it there, and it's like, throw dice. 1 is here. That's throws dice. And then throws another dice. And I like pick them cards up. I look at them. I'm like, got in a flash. Blink. Nice. Put them on the bottom. Just take my things back up. What's up? Yeah, Saber's here on the chat. Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah. Then we played a little bit back and forth. There happened a turn where he drew 4. I got basically what's called conductivity, sigil of lightnings, and I kept playing like True Blast, the embodiment every turn, and like prioritizing playing arcane, right? Just do the thing, send Volter, send arcane, and at one point he had a hand that was 4 reds, and I sent blast, and it blocks like 2 colorless tillings for 4. I'm like, that hand doesn't seem very good. He's like, yep. And then I picked the thing up. I think I sent etchings after this, and he AB2s with 2 other reds. So that's like 4 cards 6. So that was odd. I had embodiment, and like the lives were about even at this point, I think, because after that he like concedes the tempo a bit, and I kept breaching the embodiments. And just sent Arcane, sent Burn Bears. Burn Bears really good here. I was a little bit missing of Cliff that I cut from my deck, but it was still like enough with Burn Bears. And then I just basically won just playing normal value game. He didn't have, he played one felling, and the felling was for 4, but my hand was like pretty good there too. I would have liked to keep my card, but it was good enough anyways. And then I just kind of went from that. So yeah, I was guaranteed in. So, but that game was sick. I got to say, and we rematched in the semifinals, and that game was even more sick. So then I was in. They showed standings, and my local party was also like, he was 1 win less than me because he lost early. He went 2-1 and 2-1, so I was 4-2. He was 7th. Yeah, I was 7th. I was first before the last round, and we matched together. Like the hedges was like, yeah, it's last round Lahti Mirror, because that's like our local. So that was like actually a good thing, because the standing showed that I think the whole 8 was locked before the last round, the top 8, but because it was like split format, so we weren't 100% sure if there's something like, if he loses that round, he might be out, but the biggest chance is he's probably in. So, and I was like I'm guaranteed in, right? Because I'm first seed at this point. So I told him like that I can just like, we can play the game, but I can just play it like badly and concede. So then that what happens at that point is that if I win this game and he gets in, I'm first, he's 8. We play quarters. Not good. If I lose the game, my seeding drop downs a bit, but probably not a lot, and I still get the big the orders in the top 8, because the one that has higher seed can pick whoever goes first or second. And then if he wins, his seeding goes up as well. So then we don't meet quarters, and hopefully in the semis, maybe just finals. So then we played the game. We both kind of just played experimental stuff. Like he tried AB0. He was playing Mario. AB0, and I tested Kappa Quick Thinking here. By the way, I don't think that Kappa Quick Thinking is very good into Mario. Yeah, the game just kind of went like this. We were just fucking around, reverting back things. He was like, he started his turn, he did the thing, he swung Kiss of Death, and it's like, yeah, okay, like flick, and I'm like, take 1. I was like, yeah, take 1, and then I'm like, the mark stays. It's like, oh, well, you were marked. Well, okay, then I want to flick, and it takes the knife back, and I'm like, sure. It was like that kind of game, where we just, presented lines and took back things and just tested stuff like this, because basically, yeah, I was just gonna lose the game, but I would have won the game. I got at one point like a random combo where I could have just, gone. The combo was Flittering Charge, Somersault, Gun in a Flash, and Blast with Shock, but I did not have any auras on the field. So that was just a lot of force and then shock. That would have killed him. So it was at 5 or something. I don't remember. But basically, I just did not play blast or the shock. I was just after the gun. I'm just, okay, pass, and then he does the thing and I lose. So then the final seedings were that the Oceans player was first. I was second. something, 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 and my buddy is fourth. So then the brackets form in a way where we only play finals. So I was like the perfect outcome ever. And I'm not meeting until finals the illusions player who is like the higher seeding than me. So I get to decide things. So that's really good. And if he doesn't get the finals, I get the whole tournament basically to decide, do I go first or second? So yeah, that's nice. Also like I didn't wanna travel by car alone. I wanted my buddy to make it in, so I have someone to talk to. So then we just went home. We were at home like half an hour or 11 or something. I chilled a bit with cats. I watched Julian Sniffen play 1v1s with Yasuo. That's what the testing team was up. And then I went to sleep. So yeah, took a good shower. Like I don't know, like 15, 20 minutes warm shower and just went to bed with cats. Woke up, we just left, arrived, we were first there. And I was like already feeling very satisfied and very happy that I made top 8. But like that was basically just traveling to an armory that has like good prices from Alice's. So then the first game, because basically just because we knew the brackets, so we knew who the first opponent is, and my opponent was the Vincent player again, and I'm like I was happy about that because well it was like one of the worst matchups on the top 8 because the top 8 basically was Gravy Mirror, Child versus Mario, then another Jarl versus Mario, and then Oscillate Vincent. So I could have gotten something better than Vincent, but that top 8 bracket was like really fine for me. I was happy about that one. And I knew that no matter how it goes, like the game's gonna be very fun. Very fun again. So uh we fist pumped, started playing the game. I'm at first, of course. I I don't think I did not get anything like crazy. I played just connectivity and something, fixed my hand a bit, arsenal the card. That was not Gamma Flash. And his first hand was not great either. I think he played like Malefic and kind of passed. So then I did no, he swung something because I had the embodiment. I just basically blocked out the thing. And then the connectivity took the thing. And I sent like something back. I don't remember. I was like oh it was I think I had blast and flittering in my hand that somersault back after blocking. And I had the embodiment. So I'm like, I sent the 2 card 8, no setup. And he was like, he looked at my hand like after I somersaulted, and he was like, okay, let me look at this, your hand a bit, and figure out what you want to do. And it's like, okay, so flittering and then a blast, and I probably want the blast in the arsenal. And I'm like, do I? Take back the cards, and he was again on Crown Providence because apparently he didn't have the Face Brigadier in his list, and this time he was on Tunic, which I think is probably actually better than being on random maybe 4 you don't ever pitch because you have like 6 blues in your list. So I played the thing, the Tunic, and I sent the 8 back, and I just kind of played like the slow value game. I didn't draw any other sigils in like top 25 besides that one connectivity. And he Crown of Providence a 4 non-attack action hand, and he drew in the attack, and he just sent like 3 pumps. It was like besiege, and then the one that gives +1, and on hit to the you banish top card and can play it. So yeah, that was a lot of damage. But I just kept blocking and tried to extend the game, and that's just how the whole thing kind of went. I played around Succumb. Oh yeah, his turn 0 was double cool. So I ended on no arsenal, and the other cool was in his banish zone the whole game, or not the whole game, but like the the third of the game basically. Um, so I had to like play around the coal all the time because if he takes any damage from like gun and flash, then I bounce it back to my hand, and before I get to pass the turn, he can play the coal, and then I don't have gun and flash anymore. So I needed to play around that a bit, which I did, and I just get blocking. And one point I forced him to use the cool, where it kind of like it hurt, but it didn't. Like I had to take it at some point, right? I had to take it at some point. So yeah, I just took it, and then the game kind of continued, and we were just going down the lives. This is, by the way, the longest game of Flesh and Blood that I've played ever. We played like an hour and 10 or 15 minutes because both players kind of just fought against each other's deck, as well as fighting against each other, as well as trying to solve like hard lines and like outs to the bricks that the decks give. So I just played full on value. I did not get to use Greaves this game at all. I just never got a hand that did anything with the Greaves. So like Tunic was used to prevent prevent Ruin Chance, and like turns where he swung for Ruin Chance, I could do like Tunic plus AB3 up, Tunic Calming Breeze, and then block a bit just to not let him do Succumb. But I got hit once by Succumb because it was like forced through. But the game basically ended in a way where he was 4 life, I was 8 life. He paid for the trigger and then sent the thing, and I was like, it was 2 cost. It was 2 cost thing that had 2 Ruin Chance, and there was no Succumb. But I counted that there is 1 Haunting Rendition left in his deck. He had 2 cards in has 1, 2 Arsenal. Arsenal, of course, can't be Haunting Rendition. And he was at 3. And I'll look AB0 at this point. Because the older thing had to be popped to make his turns do anything at like later stages of the game. So I looked at my hand, and it was CLV, Nullshock Arsenal, I had Gun Flash, I had Press, and I had Commissar. So I thought there, and I thought there. And I was like, I have Kill in hand, but if he has Haunting Rendition, I go to 1, and if I don't draw, because I have the block trade too, go 1 or 2. If I don't draw a shock, I lose next turn then, like most likely. So then, because I counted, like if I press on the chain after damage to like have target for lightning press, but then like his attack was 2 costs and press rates 1 cost or less. So I cycled press, I drew a mind warp, and I'm like, okay, so even if it's succumbed there, I can now take the arcane and block 6. So that's what I did. And then I was left at 8 or 6, I don't remember. And I blocked with Gun of Flash and the. What's the name of the card? Gun of Flash and Commissar. So then I got my turn. And he's at 2 because he takes 1 from the book, the tome. I said Mind Power for 2. And it's like, I got nothing. GG's. Because if he had that turn, had Hounding Rendition for the 2, next turn I guild guaranteed with the Null Shock that is in my arsenal. So yeah, that was my out. So I won that, and that game was probably the sickest game of Flesh and Blood I ever played. That was so fucking fun, and it's just an insane game. Like no bad baits, and oh well. So then, thank you. Hey, what's up, Frederick? You did well in Blitz too, didn't you? The WCG event. What's up, Frank? Um, then I played the rematch against the same Jarl. Because the the funny thing was that the Gravy Mirror ended second on the top 8. And then this Mario Jarl, where I got my opponent, was last, but it was like, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes after. 5 minutes after my game. So I just basically went toilet, took one bar, and then got ready for the game. And I was like happy whichever got the thing, because I think that both matchups are like quite even, maybe favored for me. And I think the Mario is favored to me too, because I've played the matchup so much when we're local that I think I can just skill gap anyone else but him. And I guess him is like maybe a little unfavored, right? Shit can happen. So I played the same Jarl. He had to play right after the game. So I go first this time, so he doesn't get any like crumbling setups and stupid stuff like this. And then the game starts. I play Brilliance. I play Solace. I pitch Eclectic. I Arsenal Blast to Oblivion. Red one. My opponent is like, good start. I'm like, yeah. And now what he does is he fetches with the blue thing from his deck. Zero cost aura. Surprise, surprise. -1 counter to my Greaves. Same banter again. I'm like, ah, fuck. And then he sends an attack that disrupts my hand some way. I think I had to discard there because my tunic was going to be at 2 and my hand was, there's brilliance on the field. My hand had, I think, another brilliance, sigil solace. I had 2 blasts and a somersault. Something like this. Maybe there was no solace, there was somersault. I'm like, that's unlucky. So I take the whole thing. I fix the. No, actually, I don't block the headpiece. You have somersault, 2 blasts, and brilliance. So I take the whole thing. I have to discard the thing, and I can't combo. So then I do a little bit of nothing there, I think. And I kind of just have to IP. And I keep my combo pieces. I'm like, if this is not the turn, I have very good next turn. And I throw up, and that's like the Exodia hand without Guardian Flash. It's like the Exodia hand without Guardian Flash. I think I have etchings here too. So, um, what he does is activate his arms and sends Mangle for 10 dominated, breaking my grease. And I'm like, this can't be happening again. Turn 3, and it's like, yeah, there you go now. I'm like, oh. And after playing my turn, he says, but I say to him that if you didn't disrupt me this way 2 turns in a row, you'd be dead already. And it's like, well, good that I disrupted. So the game starts pretty poor again. I think after that, on the next turn, I take Fused. I think it was Icequake with Fused. What the name of the card? Okinold. So yeah. So again, shit ton of fucking damage. No cards in hand. No boots. And I'm like, okay. But then I get Conductivity. I get Sigil of Lightning. And I just again start to do like that looping. I start to do that like embodiment looping. And I send like Burn Bears, block. And he's again like, he's like, that's the thing that happens to Jarl often, I think. where he has like 9 good attacks and pummels, and the rest are like kind of whatever. So then the game just starts to go in my favor, where he does not get to do too much back. And there's like one turn when I do like a mini combo. Um, Mini combo where I get to send etchings for 7. So he kind of takes it all and goes to like 14, deciding to hit me back. Because the logic here is that if he just blocks and sends hammer for 4, it's kind of screwed if the game goes long. Because I had pitch stacked. My pitch stack had, again, it had a yellow blast, it had brilliance, discharge, gun, and flash, blink, current funnel. Like that was my pitch deck. I drew those, I win. And that was a 0 glass shock as well. So then he takes it all, and after that I just kind of send all the arcane, and I go to like he plays ice quake and failing for 11. Yeah, 11. So I'm thinking here for a bit that my hand is, I have Comet Storm Arsenal, Comet Storm in hand. What the fuck is the rest? Channel Lightning Valley, Current Funnel, and Etchings. So I'm like, if I don't lose card here, I can kill you here because he tapped out for that. But no, never mind. I don't think I can kill here. I'm like, I kill you on my turn because I can melt the thing. And I have from Icequake, 1 first bite, and on hit, 2nd first bite. Felling, decompose, fuck my head. Then I'm thinking here, if I take all this, I go to 2 or 3. Yeah, so 14, I got 3. I'm like, okay. So I put this card back, I count this like 3 times. I can pitch. Oh no, it was 0 cost shock in my hand. So I put the etchings down. If I send 0 cost shock, paying 2 from the first bites, for 1, he AB wants it. And then I can send Comet Storm from my arsenal, pitching the other card for 6. And he's AB3, Heart of Ice, and the arms. He dies. But if he has Fruits of Forest, that's kind of bad. But I do have still 2 shocks left in my deck in like 15-ish cards. So he didn't have Fruits of Forest, I won. Amazing fucking game again. Oh, where do I need boots? Deck broken like that. Yeah, so then unfortunately my buddy on the semifinals lost to Gravy with Mario. Because apparently he got like rolled like really hard. So that's unfortunate. I kind of wanted to have local finals, of course. But then we played finals. I got to pick. I got to go first. And I had kind of bang a start for that. Opponent did have decent things, I think, too. He played Anka turn 1. So then my turn 1 cleared the Anka and sent some Arcane. And I got Brilliance in play. Turn 2, he called the grave, he had Sawbones and Chum there. Oh no, this was not turn 2, it just like nothing interesting happens here. Then I take my turn, which is like decent, it's like Blast with Shock. Yeah, I blocked the Anka here with, my hand was Current Funnel? No, not Current Funnel. The Fluting Charge, Blast. Red Blast, Shock, Mind Warp, Arsenal Brilliance. That's my hand. So I'm like, okay, here, block. It has to loop the hold, the on hit, discard card. So I'm like, I lose 2 cards, I seal the end crown. I lose 2 cards if I take this on hit. And I do want to keep all of these. Like usually, half the time the uncut does not matter because like that just you get the loot card anyways. Let's discard bad card away. So what then happens is that I block with Mind Warp and the Fleeting Charge. So then my turn, I forgot Tunic here, which I was like, I started doing something, and I'm like, oh, Tunic. And then I'm like, wait, this is Nationals Finals. I'm like, okay, my bad. And I just had to take the loss. I send Blast, and then again, I like Blast at Anka, and it doesn't activate it yet. Activates in like response to the draw, like playing correctly, right? Um, and as I was sending the Blast, I was like, why did I not play Brilliance beforehand? Because I don't gain anything from resetting the CLV. But I would like to draw an extra card here, like extra 2 cards. So that was another misplay there. Although I was like quite ahead in life at this point, I think I had not taken any damage at all. So that happens. Then I sent like Shock for 5 as their face. Get the Arsenal card. And then I draw up. And it's Gun Flash. Gun Flash Arsenal. Gun Flash in hand. Etchings. Discharge. Null Shock. I'm like, okay, this is a good hand. I can fix this and make a combo. And then it's a smooth sailing for a win. As long as... No, because I thought here that my opponent can have Conqueror of the High Seas. And that's like my biggest lose con. But at this point, I have Gun Flash in my hand too. So it doesn't matter. So I hold that. And then like he plays Sawbones because he can't activate Death Threats because he has now done a thing. He popped Rum for this. So he played Sawbones and swung Sawbones at me. He's only ally. He swung Sawbones at me with Gergen. As 2 cards in hand and 1 arsenal. I'm like, what's the worst that can happen here? Okay, like this thing has Gergen. So it's gonna be another ally on attack here. And I'm like, I'm not about to gonna find out this shit. I pitch the gun and flash the null shock. And I kill the Sawbones for 2. I'm like, can they do anything in response to this? I'm like, I don't think unless there's like hidden tech that's been found. Oh, okay. I kill it. And my opponent's like, well, I guess this chain doesn't get resolved. I don't get my go again. I'm like, no, you don't have AP. It's like, okay, IP2 pass. I'm like, nice. Then I take up the tunic. I activate my bindings. I don't remember. It was probably like brilliance. Yeah, it was brilliance. Uh, my hand was etchings. Etchings, Channel Lightning Valley, Somersault, Arsenal, Cannon Flash. Now like, okay, I sent this combo. It's good enough at this point. I'm like 20 life up or something. I attack Gun Flash for 4. And he takes it, no blocks. I'm okay, damage. And after damage, I'm like, activate Greaves in resolution. Play Channel Lightning Valley. Take back Gun. And after that, I realize that I'm an idiot. Because here is a very injury line that does not happen very often. But it wouldn't be in best in slot. It did not matter here, but it would be in best in slot. So what you can do is, I didn't have a sigils either. So what you can do is, you swing gun, opponent declares no blocks. They don't have reactions in Gravy Bones. So in reaction step, you play Channel Lightning Valley, deny the trigger on Gone, hit, draw a card, play in damage Somersault, and target Gone with the Somersault. So then you get your Gone back, and you get +1 action point. So then I could swing on again, or whatever I get from the draw. It's probably gonna be instant. Send Gone again, play instant. I have 2 action points. Send etchings, pick up sigil, send Gone, sigil, Gone again. You know the deal, right? But I played that combo poorly. but it was like good enough. And then after that, I drew a hand that could just finish the game. It was like flittering. It was like fry, flittering, blast. I even had shock in hand, but my opponent died to the yellow blast because they didn't have block in their hand, and then I won the thing. So yeah, that was kind of the run. So I wonder, do we now open? Should we open the fucking thing? The golf balls. Should we open the golf ball pack? What do you think? Free money? Bro, selling it would be free money too. I'm nervous. Dude, I'm gonna be so sad if it's something unusable. Okay, fuck it. Open it. Lightning Greaves? Lightning Greaves would be gas. I bet. Sponsorship win. Alright. Dude, this... I'm more nervous about opening this than actually playing like any game. Oh my god. I don't like gambling, dude. Alright, let's open. There goes €1,000. Most expensive gambling ever. Alright, 3, 2, 1. It's again all-out fucking thing, bro. I can open the thing that all-out just before. Surely this is unsellable. Surely no returns, yeah. Does anybody sell these? What's the name of this? Mask of Recurring Nightmare, something. Somebody's selling it for 1,000. Sure, it's probably not gonna go for this, but yeah, that's unlucky. That's why I don't gamble ever. Did you just lose $1,000 for this? The choices. The choices. It would have been good if. Oh man. Can I sell it anywhere? The funny thing is that the last thing that I opened was Starfall, just after Aurora allowed. A local body, it was his main deck. And now I open this, just after new LLs, as mine of the local body's main deck. Free money. Bro said free money. I lost the money. Alright, that's sad. I got no more. uh,
Thanks for hanging out, though. Throw the card in the trash, please. Yeah, I will. I'll throw myself in the trash bin, dude. This sucks. Surely somebody buys it. But yeah, anyways, thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna do some deck videos and whatever the fuck, but yeah. My efforts looking better now. Yeah, body just offered to not break the boots ever again. True. If no returns. I doubt. Another Mystic set with Assassin. Is there Mystic Assassin cards? Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe I get like 5k from this in 6 years. Alright, I'm gonna. Goodbye.